It would be Waffle House.
Waffle House is so... Oh,
I don't know why I love that song so much. It's just really good.
I'll start singing it at work.
Yeah.
I love it. There is a meme or a TikTok that I just saw before coming over here that they're like, Sophie and Joe, get inside that Waffle House and have a deep conversation right
Making
now.
it work.
Oh my gosh.
It is really sad because they seem really cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how private they are.
I do too. Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Joe.
It's something that, like, privacy is something that you don't see a lot in the celebrity world, so it's nice to see it. And I don't know very much about him either anymore because he is so private. But I watch a lot of their interviews, and I feel like Joe and Nick always gang up on Kevin.
Really?
Yeah. I think there's,
Like
They're
they're
old
old
animosity.
ones? Or
I think
new
there's
ones?
animosity there. Like, I feel like it's the two younger brothers against the oldest brother because they're kind of rude to him.
What?
And then Nick and Joe are like, what is it, mushy? Or
Like closer friends.
Chummy.
Chummy. Mushy.
Mushy and chummy.
That's the word. Yeah.
But there's like some weird animosity.
If
He's
you-
the oldest?
Kevin, yeah. If you watch their documentary on Amazon Prime, you can see it too. It's a lot. It's like you can see a lot of the hate. I wouldn't say hate, but animosity between the two younger and Kevin.
That's so weird. I always pegged Kevin as like the neutral, never causes a problem, never has a problem.
Well, he doesn't.
Oh, they just have a
I
problem.
think they just gang up on him.
Rude. And I don't want to start drama, but I think that if I were to put money on which couple was going to divorce soonest, I would have said Nick and Priyanka.
Me too.
Not that I know much about them, but
Just judging.
just judging.
Per usual.
I think
It's unusual. Like them together. I would have never suspected it.
Priyanka?
Priyanka and Nick.
Mhm.
I know, it's so random.
I was just like, wow. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday? Yeah, that's crazy. Well, speaking of artists, welcome back to the Fake Bitzes podcast. And today... Oh, I'm Shawn.
I'm Blakely.
I'm Nane.
I'm Cooper.
And I clearly was ready to get into it. Today we're going to be talking about... Queen Bey. Beyonce.
That's me.
And
Queen Bee.
Oh, yeah?
Bee.
Oh.
Really? You want to go for that title?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Wow.
LGB.
Oh my gosh, I have a joke for you, None.
Yeah.
What do you call... Oh, I just lost it, but I think I can get it. What do you call a gay person that loves to grill?
Gay person that loves to grill. I don't know.
An LGBTQ?
I love it. So good.
Nona's
Okay,
going to be
sorry.
grilling.
What? Period.
Grilling in his apron.
You know it. What do you call a gay drive-by? Sorry, I just have to say this.
Just trying to one-up me.
I feel like I've heard this one. Tell me.
A gay drive-by?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Give up.
Oh, is it? Bye, bye, bye.
No,
Oh.
it's a fruit roll-up.
That's good.
That's kind of good. Well, back to the topic of today's podcast, Beyonce. And before anyone exits this podcast, because, you know, I know there's people out there that are like, Beyonce's overrated. Don't want to hear about her. Before you leave, I would say just give this a little chance, because I don't think we're going to be the typical...
Mushy gushy over her.
over Beyonce. It's gonna be some other stuff. So, I think to get into this, I kind of have to start with history of Beyonce. Very quick, so we can get into the questions. But something with this that everyone should know is that I've always loved music ever since I was like a child, and have always been drawn to music. But with that, I'm not like a music academic or professional music theory or anything. But I've always been naturally drawn to music, and specifically singing. Like singing, especially females singing, has been like Celine Dion, Little Mermaid, like Jodie Benson. There were so many things from like childhood, toddler, where I was always drawn to that. I was like, this is crazy. And then fast forward in life, enter Beyonce, specifically in her solo career. So this is past her Destiny's Child, and more in her B-Day era, which is her second album. And that's really where Beyonce came into my life, like, full force. Before that, it was mostly radio, things that came on MTV. I was like, it's great. She's great. But B-Day. And then we talked about this in a previous episode, but I had the CD, listened to it on repeat a lot. And then her next album is I Am Sasha Fierce, and that's where I like officially became Beehive, was after that album. So I listened to that on repeat on my iPod after downloading it from LimeWire. Those were the days.
Viruses!
Viruses and random audio. That was not the song, but... so after I Am Sasha Fierce became Beehive, and with that was I Am World Tour, and that's the first tour I didn't go to it, but I saw on the DVD. Holy crap, that changed my life, and that's actually when I officially became Beehive status of like, I'm worshiping this girl, because she can sing, but she can dance, and she puts on a show. The choreo's crazy, but she does that and still is like killing it singing live. Mm-hmm. And I always respect that with the artist, is the live singing versus lip syncing, because yeah, if you can sound like your studio version or do better live than your studio version, like, sold. Yeah. I'm sold.
Can you remind me what are some hits on the I Am Sasha Fierce album?
Oh, so Halo.
Okay. I was like, I think that's the right album. I just want to make sure.
Remind me what the cover art is, and then
it's like she's in the water.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's got Sweet Dreams. That's got Radio.
What's the cover?
She's like in
water. She's in the water with her hair like all the way down, and her arms are crossed.
I thought she was like sitting on the ground with her legs like crossed like this in her leotard.
There's another album art that's like that. So there's like the deluxe versions and stuff, and the album art changed.
Is that Apple Music?
Everyone. That's the Apple Music art.
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
But those are some big hits from that album, and after that was 4, and 4 and her being pregnant and having Blue was like pretty close together, so it was kind of like pop culture moment. But I will say 4 was like her album that fell flat, her least selling album,
her least recognized.
Yeah, and it's so, I feel like it's the album that she put the most of her personal writing and like work into. She's in everything, she's involved in everything she does, but this I felt like came from a really different place from her. And that's the thing, every album has been different too. So then yes,
I just want to add to that, I just have so much to say.
So much, and we're blasting through it, but there's a reason.
Okay.
Because I think you guys should be taking notes of some of these things.
We are like in session.
Well, yeah,
right.
In session, take notes. But so 4, she had Blue, and then like pop culture moment again. Beyonce self-titled album. It was a December night in 2014, and nobody knew. Nobody knew.
I remember
this album was coming.
A big deal.
It was dropped in the middle of the night on, like, it was literally on a Tuesday night. Like, it was really random, and it didn't even follow when new albums typically release in a week. And then it came with a music video for every song. You bought the album, you got the music videos for every song. It broke iTunes. The music videos were like visuals, art, dresses, I don't even know. It's just like, I stayed up that whole night and watched every music video, and I watched them again and again, like from beginning to end. I was just like, what the hell?
This is Surfboard era, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which is also called Drunken Love.
Fake.
But so there was that. We had that for a while. After this, she did some stuff with her husband. They went on like on the run tour, 1. And also, I think this is when the elevator drama happened, where
where he hit.
No, Solange
hit him.
Yeah, in the elevator. You know, $1 billion on the elevator. Oh, maybe this was. Never mind. I'm getting timeline mixed up. So that was like either right before this album or right after. Fake Bits. But then the next album was Lemonade, and this one was like she was using, I don't know, she was doing things different every time, right? It was like newer, bigger, different. So this one, she was being obscure with some hints, IG posts, posting a date and like a lemon picture or something on, and saying HBO certain day. It was like a Saturday, and we're like, what is this? That's it. That's all we knew. I think maybe I should have just been like, duh, it's going to be an album. But that was like, it's on HBO. What could it be? Anyway, it's a full release film for the album. So it's the album within a film released, HBO. And then right after is a message. You can buy this now on iTunes. On Tidal first. Then iTunes. And then, so she drops that album that way, does something different. Bomb Tour. That's the album Formation is on. Formation World Tour was like mind-blowing. None.
I was there.
I was there.
It was really good. DJ Khaled was there.
Another one.
And then just some things now, like after Lemonade, because we're getting close to present day. Coachella with her twins. Like the whole twins and Coachella thing, pop culture 2 years, because she was supposed to do Coachella. She got pregnant. She's like, I'll do it next year. Turned into this whole thing.
When you say pop culture, you're like iconic pop culture moment.
Yeah,
right?
like a moment that everyone's like, oh my gosh, Beyonce's doing Coachella. Oh no, she's not. She's having twins. Oh, she's doing Coachella the next, year. And she like had to have her twins. I'm pretty sure she had C-section for them. And then she was performing months later for Coachella. And like had to heal her body, had to get back into everything after that. So, big moment. Coachella, and if you haven't seen it, Homecoming on Netflix.
It's worth it.
Insane.
Honestly.
Sorry, y'all. We're getting to the questions. So, and then Lion King album. That's something that not a lot of people know about. She did Black is King with Disney Plus. And then we come to current day. Renaissance Act 1. And here we are. That's what we're in now. We're in the Renaissance Act 1 era. We don't even know what Act 2 is going to be.
I forget that it's Act 1 every time until you say that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is Act 2?
So, that's a quick history of Beyonce. Quick, I would say.
But she's like accomplished so much.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and you didn't even like say her Destiny Child days. Like just her on her own.
Yeah, I didn't say any of that because that was honestly before I became like a really big fan. So, now, I have brought every one of these individuals here into the fold with Beyonce. I would say everyone knew of Beyonce before, but kind of like really selling them on Beyonce of like, this is why I'm like obsessed with her and she's my like legend. And that's what we're going to be talking about is all of your, converting into the Beyonce fold. I say this like it's a religion, and it kind of is.
Kind of is.
More of a cult.
Yeah.
there you go. That's the right word. So I know each of you were brought in, and I showed something. There was something that I showed you, we listened to, whatever. But what was the, okay, Beyonce moment for you guys? Like, what was it? What sold y'all?
Mine was Lemonade. Yeah. I downloaded Tidal for it. I got a subscription just to watch it. And it was great.
And it was how soon after it had come out?
Probably like a month. But like you came, I forgot where we listened to it, but I wouldn't have ever listened to it if it wasn't for you. Just the visuals alone. We were just watching it the other day, and I only like watched part of it. Anyways, it's great. You guys should watch it. Download title. But yeah, definitely Lemonade was my, because I've known of her. I've known of her for like
Till 2016.
right. Yeah, till then. But it wasn't until Lemonade came out.
Yeah. That one thing I wanted to add to how you were saying, like, if you are of the mind that Beyonce is overrated, stick with us because I think we have a good variety of fan base. We've got the ultra fan, we've got a really newcomer, even more fresh newcomer, and then I feel like you're in the middle of Shawn and the newies. For me, like, yes, I knew who Beyonce was. Everybody knows who Beyonce is, but really, I only knew her like big hits, her
radio thing.
Yeah, the stuff that was always playing, Single Ladies, Drunken Love, stuff like that. And then when Lemonade came out, my friend Ryan, shout out to Ryan, she was obsessed. Also, she was like the first big Beyonce fan that I knew, and she had me watch a few of the Lemonade music videos. And I got obsessed with Hold Up. And I think it's because of the visuals of that. Like you were saying, the visuals of that album are just so good. I don't know what it is. It's the aesthetic. It's the colors. It's how it's different. And she's out here wearing like these awesome ball gowns in, the streets of Houston or something. Like, she just looks good. And
she looks good in everything.
She looks like art.
She looks like art.
Mm-hmm. Even when I'm like, I don't like that, she still looks good.
Yeah. And so that was the only one that really stuck with me. Music videos really helped me get into a song. And I think that was maybe the only one that I was exposed to. Flash forward to Shawn and the indoctrination I received from you. I think it's really hard to pick like the moment where I like fell in love with her. But the one thing that comes to mind is when you told me the fun fact about how her dad made her run and sing at the same time. Am I telling that right? And for me, that was kind of like, oh, this chick is more than just Single Ladies. Like, she can sing and she's worked at it. Like, she's really worked for her career. And I think that was the moment when I said she deserves the notoriety that she has. So yeah, it's hard for me to pick like a song or a music video, but that fun fact is kind of what made me jump on the B train.
Yeah. And she like manages, she's like involved in every creative piece. And then she's like, yeah, let me have some twins, cut me open, and then I'm going to do it in a couple months.
I could pencil in some twins.
I can attest to that. So, like, a little background surgery. Little background information. I've had surgery in my lady parts. Not to get, like, too personal, but it is painful. So, the fact that, like, she has 2 babies cut open, and it's not, like, just a small incision. It is, like, huge. And the fact that she can come back and kick ass in that homecoming tour, right? That's what it was, or the Coachella. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. All the props to that. So,
I'm just laughing because I'm like, did she have a C-section? Or am I making this up? And now we're like going,
well, I've never seen a scar, so she hides it really well.
Well, if she didn't have a C-section, we can cut that section out.
Hey, having 2 kids, and then months later being up, and then like she's got the hourglass figure again. She would have had to have torn somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Body strain to the max.
It's a lot. But seriously, if she didn't have a C-section, let's cut that out.
She didn't?
I don't know.
We gotta fact check ourselves.
Yeah, we're fact check.
Okay, so my thing is, when Cooper was like, actually an even newcomer, I went like this, like, and now I'm taking that back because I think, I am definitely the newest out of all of us to not know her, but really fall in love with her. I think, so something I think that you guys need to know about us is that when we hang out here and we watch YouTube. And a lot of the YouTube that we watch is going down trails of Beyonce. of this and that and all these things.
Music videos in general, but it usually comes back to Beyonce somehow.
Yes, yeah.
Somehow.
Um,
I got the remote.
Music videos, stage performances, walking down the street. We watch it.
and so, so I remember kind of like first starting to hang out with Shawn. Like it was just Beyonce music video after Beyonce music video. I was like, come on, we gotta watch something else. And we do. But I remember so that was kind of like my first introduction with Shawn. And I think what made me fall in love with Beyonce is because the more that I've gotten to know Shawn and love Shawn is like, I love getting to experience things that with the people that I love that they love. And so when this Renaissance album came out, I remember we were swimming at my pool and then Shawn was like, oh my gosh, we have to go upstairs and we have to listen to the whole album together. And I was like, okay, you know how I feel about her. And he was like, come on, you have to listen to it. And so we went upstairs. Well, we got food and we came back and we listened to the whole album on my TV. And I think that's when I really fell in love with her because I got to share that moment with you guys. And that was really awesome. And then a couple months later, introduced the Blow music video. Love that. I kind of stay away from music videos because music videos really make or break a song for me. And so when we are hanging out and people are like, do you have a music video? I'm like, no, I don't, because I stay away from it. And so enter Blow, and so good. Awesome, incredible. And then 3 weeks ago, we watched the Lemonade film. I watched the Lemonade film for the first time, which I thought the Formation song was actually called Lemonade. And that song, every time that intro comes on, I feel some type of way. It, like, just gives me the feels. And it's not like, oh my gosh, like, you know, it's not like I'm in love. It's this, like, this is so different, and it's incredible.
It
and
definitely
it's
pumps
different.
me up.
Yes.
Like, instantly.
Yeah, and I love it. I get so excited every time I hear that intro, and so, yeah, that's what I would say that is why I love Beyonce.
Nice.
Love it. Well, I'm glad I could, inspire you all to come into Beyonce somehow. So from those, like, introduction moments to now, what are some of, like, the key, masterpieces of Beyonce that you've really enjoyed? Like, you know, now we're going to go back to, like, because I think, for example, Cooper, I remember a day that we, like, spent watching a lot of Beyonce music videos, and I feel like that was, like, you were discovering a lot of, like, the artistic side of her. So what are some kind of things that she's done, work that she's done, things that she's put out that have been, like, holy crap, since kind of, like, your initial introduction to Beyonce?
Okay. Well, let me preface this with, I wouldn't call myself a fake fan, but I'm a fresh fan. And so I don't know all...
Excuses.
Like, I have, like, all the ideas of, like, what hit a nerve with me, what struck a chord, but I'm probably going to get the song titles wrong, so you're going to have to help me.
And that's okay.
So I feel like a lot of the music videos we watched were from For and Beyonce that day that you're talking about specifically. And there's the one music video where it's a lot of home videos of her and Jay-Z.
Okay. Which one is that? Now you're testing me.
It's not XO, right?
XO, no. I love that. It's, I want to say it's...
And maybe it's not from those albums. Is it All Night?
I think it's All Night. Yeah.
Okay, so that's from Lemonade. That one, I think, was, like, emotional because the whole Lemonade album, for those that don't know, is about how Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. and it's her grieving process. It's her like coming to terms with things and forgiving him, and also being angry for a large portion of that album, which rightly so. And I think All Night is the song where it kind of, you see that she really they have grown together. And there's all those home videos of them from before the cheating. And I think there's a few put in there from afterwards as well, showing that they can still be strong and move forward and forgive each other. And I'm like, that's more than just a music video. That's more than just like a song on an album. I feel like it's kind of like a lesson. That's how I feel about Mean Girls. I'm like, that show teaches about forgiveness and like the atonement of Jesus Christ, and I'm dead serious. I'll die on that hill. So I'm like, finding those things of like forgiving and growing and becoming better, I think that's beautiful, and I think that was a big one for me.
All Night.
I had always thought that the cheating rumors were just rumors. Like, I didn't realize that it was real until we watched Lemonade. So I'm new into that.
Just how could he do that?
So, like,
Because
3 weeks
how?
ago.
Yeah, how could? No, 3 weeks ago. That's right. Like, how could you do that, especially to Beyonce? Like, not only is she beautiful and like talented as all get out, but she. Not, I'm speaking like I know her, but like I don't. But like, you can feel her personality through everything that she does, and so it's like, how could you cheat on someone like that? And again, we don't know what's going on in the minds of others or what they're going through, but it just blows my mind every time. And I think that's too, like, watching that in the home videos, I was like, I have mad respect. I can't believe I just said that, but I have
So hip.
I have respect for this woman, because that is hard, especially when you live in a society where women feel like they have to put on this front that everything's perfect, that everything is grand, and I have the perfect husband, the perfect kids, and the fact that she was able to release something so intimate but still come out the other side like stronger is incredible.
Yeah, that brings up something that I wrote down earlier when you were going through the whole history, and how you said that the 4 album was really different from what she'd done previously, and I would chalk that up to, it's more intimate, it's more vulnerable than what she was doing before. I'm not sure if you said this or if I'm right, but was that when she left her dad's record label and did her own thing? Was that on the 4 album?
She left her dad as a... oh, no. She had left her dad managing, I think, before
That.
I think that's when she released under Parkwood Entertainment, which is her own record label.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm like worried. The beehive's going to come for me in the comments if I'm wrong about any of this.
I just was thinking, like, there's something that broke in her of, like, I don't need to do the mainstream stuff. I don't need to put out the club bangers anymore and the stuff that's going to get played at all the weddings. I want to do my music my way, and that's what she did. And I think that's another thing that makes me respect her, is that I don't think her later albums, maybe the last 4, probably since the album 4, I don't think any of them have been for anyone but her. She just is producing what she loves, and I feel it, and we love it.
And I feel like because she already, like, accomplished so much, like, awards weren't really at the top of her priority list. And that's when she became more of herself, I feel like, and releasing what she really wanted to release. Which I really love about her, especially her work ethic, because she, like, goes into every little detail of everything that she does. Like, she is booked. But, yeah, no, that's one thing that I really love about Beyonce, and I'm fascinated with her dancing, so...
She keeps up with her dancers.
Oh, yeah. She really did.
We kind of... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm going to take us somewhere else.
Oh, I was just going to say, it was... what is the concert where she's, like, doing... it looks like the Get Into the Money dance, but she did it in one of her tours. Come on, you know this.
The Formation... World Tour?
Yeah.
The one that you learned?
Yeah. That's when I really like fell in love with her dancing. I was like, wow, she can really move. Like, she is talented. So.
Yeah, I think we need to spend a moment on her dancing because I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's always been a good dancer, and even as she gets older in years, which she's not, but older than she was in Destiny's Child, she's still keeping up, like, with all of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a move in the Formation music video. It's at the beginning, and it's when all the girls are in the hallway of that house. And I couldn't even try to do what they're doing because my hips don't move like that.
Yeah, I want it.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's kind of when they, like, throw their arms out and, like, lunge.
Yeah, okay.
Like, from side to side.
Can you do a demonstration?
Yeah,
No, I
show
can't.
us.
I know
Get
I
it,
can't.
Cooper. Hold on,
I
where's my
wish
phone?
I could.
Let's play the song.
That, I mean, the beat of the song alone pumps me up, but when I see that, I'm just like, I want it. And that's a song. That's a line
You
from
see
the song.
it, you
I
want
want
it.
it.
I just am like, it's different. It's challenging and it's impressive to watch, and they're also in sync. Like, yeah, I love her dancing, and that's a big part of her music videos and her live performances.
And then it's her. Like, it's not. Of course, it's her, but it's like, it's her choreography. It's her design. It's how she wants it.
Yeah, I feel like her and her choreographer really understand each other because they've worked together for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And I would say, like, I'm not an expert on dancing like some other people at this table, but I would say if I had to pick, like, my favorite choreographers, it would be Paris and then him. And I don't even know his name. But he's got it. Like, I love his stuff. I love what he does.
I was going to take us back to your question because I forgot it.
Oh, yeah. What's some key Beyonce masterpieces till now? Because Renaissance is that's what we're finishing on. So.
I think a pivotal Beyonce thing for me, which is a very mainstream song, was Love on Top. I watched her performance when she actually performed that song and she announced that she was pregnant. And it was just so exciting. And I think that for me was kind of like the first time that I saw Beyonce as a real person. So I was like, wow, she's pregnant. Like, whoa, she's pregnant. And she's belting at the freaking top of her lungs. Do you know how out of breath pregnant women get?
And she's like skipping and
yeah,
dancing.
She's like, you would have never known until she showed her belly. But, like, that was a real pivotal moment for me with Beyonce.
I am so surprised that 4 is not doing that well. Or didn't do as well as the other ones, because that's my favorite album. I feel like they have all the bops on there.
4 is very, like Cooper said, it's a very intimate album to Beyonce, and she knew it when she played it for the record labels, and she's like, I'm doing this.
With or without you.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to, like, say your question again.
Oh. What's some Beyonce masterpieces?
As much as we all hate to say it, I think Single Ladies
is
was a masterpiece. It's kind of annoying now, so sorry if you're listening to this, Beyonce. But I think you're annoyed with it too. I think she gets annoyed with it too. I would. But that was iconic. That music video, you told me the other day that it's in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And then just how much publicity that one song got. I felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I really felt like when Single Ladies made it big, that's really when Beyonce became a household name. And it was more not focusing on Beyonce from Destiny's Child. This is Beyonce.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I never really thought of Single Ladies.
I always felt like when she debuted with Crazy in Love, like that's when people forgot about Destiny's Child. I feel like she just took over. Like she knew what was going on. So
yeah. And maybe what I would add to your statement is Single Ladies is when she broke out and like all the white girls were like, "I'm a fan."
Yes.
God.
Okay.
It was
yeah,
at every
that's
wedding.
Me, that's me.
Yeah.
Hashtag white over here.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny because yeah, Single Ladies is overplayed still to this day.
Overplayed but not overrated, and it is because of that music video for sure. I don't think the song is anything amazing like that's never been done before or anything like that, but the music video is iconic. And I remember it when it was the SNL skit.
Yes, I was just thinking Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that's when I might have seen the SNL skit first, and then I had to go look up the music video, and I was like, this deserves all the praise.
And now it's like, we skip that
Please
song.
don't. Yeah.
Please don't play it. It's not even on my Beyonce playlist.
But compared to like her other music videos, Single Ladies is very like minimal.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And like she didn't need much,
No.
and she did a lot. So
Just her and her two dancers.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a new era of Beyonce that came out last summer, end of July, beginning of August last summer. And that is Renaissance Act 2, which the world tour has been going this year. We just recently, Cooper...
Act 2?
No, sorry, Act 1. Sorry.
Okay.
Renaissance Act 1.
I was like, whoa.
And then her tour has gone through this year. And we just got back from Vegas recently. Well, Cooper, Blakely, and I did. No one was supposed to come. And so we kind of feel bad that we're going to talk about this, but we're going to talk about this.
I'm so jealous.
Because he loves spoilers, so it doesn't matter. He just is like, spoil it. He already watched the whole thing on YouTube before
I did.
our concert date. So, Renaissance Act 1, the album, from beginning to end, masterpiece. And I'm gonna let you guys start. I'm gonna let y'all start. The newer Beyonce fans. Let's start with Blakely.
I think my favorite thing about this album, I could talk about the individual songs, most of them, except hashtag I forgot that Heated was a song.
And it's so good.
And it is so good. Specifically the rap at the end of it. That's
The best
the
part.
best part.
Yeah.
I think what I really love is that this album not necessarily tells a story, but the songs flow like a story. They just all combine and connect. And I love that. I think that is something that not a lot of artists do or try to do. But the fact that each song flows right into the next one in the order that it comes in the album, I think is really cool and different.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to the Renaissance album, we highly recommend that you listen to it from beginning to end. Don't skip anything because, most of the transitions, like I think 90% of the transitions
Goes
from song
right
to song,
into it.
it just you wouldn't even notice that it's a new song, and it flows very well. Just like Blakely said. I think for me that was something that was really cool too. I was like, hasn't really been done before. Like, it's not a thing that people do often. And Shawn, you said something about this being a new era for Beyonce, and I feel that with this album. I feel like it's different from the rest. So if you weren't a Beyonce fan before, this is a new era. Maybe you give it a try. And I think it's worth it. I will say that the album took a minute for it to grow on me. I think when the first time I listened to it, I think maybe there were like 3 or 4 songs that I loved, and then a couple that I liked. And now, a year later, I love every single one of them. And yes, every single one of them. And
Single lyrics right now.
and that's surprising for me because all my life, all my life, I have just picked and chosen. I pick and choose what I like from what album, from what artist. Like, it's never a whole album. And for this one, for sure, and Celine too. Those are the 2 exceptions.
I just think it's kind of amazing that she didn't drop any visuals or except for that one. and people were like waiting around for her. Like they needed more from her. She's really powerful. So
She knows. She has us dangling on a line. Like
Right.
she's
she knows.
teasing us.
Well, and that's the thing too. And I've said this like 5 times in this group, so sorry if this is repeat. But like at the concert, usually when I go see artists, they have all of the screens around lit up and showing the show. So like if you're in the nosebleeds, you can actually see the artists that you're looking at. But this girl had one screen and she said, "Look at me. You're going to look at me the whole time." She knows it. She knows that she draws people in and that she can do whatever the hell she wants. So
She's that girl.
yes, she's
She's one of one. She's
the
number
only
one.
she's the only one. She's
So
great.
yeah, I think visuals, like, still to this day, nothing. And I think
Act 2?
I have some theories there about after the concert. I think that's where I was like, okay, this is my new theory about Act 2. But there's a part in the concert in the performances, I think, where they talk about, oh, you want visuals, and it came up on the screen, and she's like, I'm the visual, or something like that. And her tour for this album, every single night, she's come out with some new dresses, never used before, never seen before, new wardrobe, and it's not every outfit that night is new, but like maybe 3 to 4 through that night are new, or she'll like do some tweaks. And so I think we are getting visuals through the this is the visuals. And it was I'm That Girl, which is the first song on the album. So good. These motherfuckers ain't stopping me. And she teased some visuals in on YouTube, and then nothing. Now we have the tour, so I'm like, these are the visuals that, yeah. But with the tour, I think it's been insane to see, like, I don't know, just every outfit change, every like thing she's doing new at a different stop, or changing up, kind of her set list. Not her set list, but just like a little bit of like bringing in something new. And everyone just going crazy about it because it's like, oh my gosh, we never know what Beyonce's gonna do, and it's so true. But what were kind of like iconic moments of the tour for you?
Well, for me,
Yeah,
as an
from
online viewer, it has to be Blue Ivy. I mean, and she looks so good. Like, I can't say that I'm surprised, but I am. I was kind of surprised. She looks great, so.
She's so young.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that she's 11 years old, out there on stage with her mom, and she's killing it. Yeah, I agree with you. Shawn and I did a really good job of avoiding everything about the concert. Like, every time Beyonce would post, which was after every show, I had to like scroll past it, couldn't allow myself to look at it.
She's posted during shows. Can you tell, like, there's
Me
black
too.
behind her?
Give me credit for that too.
She'll be like,
Oh, you avoided it too?
All of it.
Good, yeah.
she'll be like, and then walk off. They're taking her Instagram pictures and then walk off to
Yeah,
to
I saw
perform.
one the other day where she's about to be lifted up and she's posing, and I'm like, girl, get it.
Just always on.
Yeah.
Always on. Yeah, so we avoided everything, and Shawn's mom was so obsessed for us weeks before the concert for the Blue Ivy part. She was like, get all the videos, get all the pictures. She looks so good. She was like crying watching her. And yeah, I usually don't like when people hype things up for me like that, but she didn't hype it up enough. It really was that great of a moment.
I think for me, just seeing her was surreal. Like, the fact that she's a real person is crazy. So that was, like, seeing her come out. The way that she also opened the tour, too. Or the concert. I don't know if she did this in every city. I would believe that she did. But it wasn't like, I feel like I've gone to a lot of concerts, and when they open, it's like the pump up song, and you're excited, and everybody's going. It's like, yeah, we're so excited, so and so's coming out. But she opened with Gratitude, and that was kind of emotional because it was like, she's like, yeah, we're gonna get to it in a second, but I just want to say like how thankful I am, and that I've never seen an artist do that before. And I'm trying not to get emotional right now, but like it was so cool to see an artist with her caliber do that. And then we had fun and it got into it and we were rowdy and excited and all that stuff. But that was the most probably iconic for me, was seeing that Gratitude.
I love that you reminded me of that because you're like a lot of different artists will be grateful for their fans and talk about how grateful they are for their career at some point in their show. But she started off that way. And our friend Alexis gave us a little bit of a tease saying that the song that she starts out with would be one that you, Shawn, would never have thought of. Very nostalgic. What did you think of that?
Oh my gosh. Crazy. And it was from her first album. So like that, yeah, everything you're saying and what Cooper mentioned earlier, it's crazy because coming into the concert, I was like, how is she going to do this? Because the album flows so well. Like, how is she going to incorporate that, but incorporate other things? And so the whole coming out with, opening with the Gratitude, and then she started with Dangerously in Love, which was, just like, I never thought that we would hear her sing that again live. But because she has such a catalog of other things now. But Dangerously in Love, her first solo album, and the single, obviously, is called Dangerously in Love too. But anyway, Dangerously in Love, and then going into those other songs of like 1+1, Flaws and All from B-Day. Oh my gosh. And I was like, I never thought I'd see her perform this live. I don't think I had before. I'm trying to think in the other concerts. I don't think, And I was like, holy crap, we're getting some of the old stuff before the party, which was so fun. So. And
all those songs I had never heard before.
The new
which one, you probably had played for me, but they just didn't resonate with me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I Care.
She played I Care. Yeah.
Oh, 1+1 I did know.
Flaws and All was a song that I probably have heard but didn't hear. And I love it. I've been listening to it nonstop since the concert. That one and Rather Die Young, which are both songs that Shawn had exposed me to, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. Didn't see the music video or something. But this concert made those songs resonate with me. I will say that she's one of those performers that sings better live. Like, many of her songs were better live, and I would say those two definitely were. I really want live versions, especially from this tour, please. Just putting out there in the universe. But yeah, and going back to what you said about how like it was different than like the disco party that we expected because of the few visuals that we knew of the teaser music video and the album art. We knew it was going to be a disco party, and it's just like all the songs are kind of a bop, right? Most of them from that album. And to start it off with those songs that are a little bit more slow and intimate, it was perfect. And then what she did, which was amazing, is basically have a second opener. And that's when the Renaissance portion of the concert actually started. And I loved that because then I got to judge both and be like, she did them both so well. And they were definitely a different vibe, but it felt like we were getting the hype up of our concert is finally here. It's finally starting twice.
Yeah.
And that was great.
And I would like just thinking about it all again. I'm like realizing, that whole first part, she didn't have any dancers. It was just her. The only other people that were on the stage was instruments, piano player. She had a band on the risers behind her, like when she first started, and kind of this whole like more of a it's just me performing these throwbacks before we get into Renaissance. And then it just went from there.
Got wild.
Got wild. Blue, iconic. What would you say is some of like the iconic choreo that you've seen? Other than Blue, killing it.
I would just say all the gay people that was on stage, like Honey Balenciaga. I follow her. I follow them now. So I just feel like this tour was for the gays, just by like base and Blakely.
Girls and the gays.
Yeah, but I just feel like this tour was just different from watching it online.
Well, yeah, the gays, the girls and the gays, which is, yeah, here we are, target audience. But I think the tour, I don't know, I kind of was like, do I want to spend a lot of money? Because her last tour, I spent a lot of money on the Formation World Tour tickets. I went all out.
You went to her first 2 shows?
Yes, I went to her first 2 shows. I went front row on her opening show. And then I thought that was expensive. And now her VIP stuff for this tour was like, holy crap. But we got Club Renaissance. Cooper and I got Club Renaissance. That's like pretty close down there. We're just hanging out with Jay-Z.
Pretty close.
Oh my
It's
God.
like
And
close.
yeah, very close. It was like the center where her stage would, what
The
that
catwalk
extended.
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she sang right into my soul. Like, we made eye contact during Black Parade. Like, I was singing with her. I felt it. We had a connection.
I'm just over here like, I'm dancing.
I was excited. That was the only thing that I had looked at the tour was I was getting really antsy. And so when we were in the hotel room, I looked at the set list. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I asked Cooper, I was like, so what songs do you want to hear? And you said?
I said the first song that came to mind was Black Parade. But it's from the Black is King album.
The
Lion King album.
The Lion King album.
Yeah.
And preface this, he said, you can't react to what I say.
Yeah,
so
'cause I
I'm
didn't
sitting
wanna
here
know.
like dead face.
She's looking at the set list. I didn't want to know. And I'm like, first thing that came to mind was Black Parade. But I'm like, I know she's not going to do that one. So I would probably wish for Smash Into You. Which I know she's done before, but maybe not on this tour. And then when it happened, when Black Parade came on, first of all, I didn't even realize that it was there. And it's so good. That's another one that just gets me pumped. And I feel like she actually did the entire song.
Yeah, she did the entire song.
And it was awesome. That's the part where Blue Ivy comes in. And so I was emotional because Blakely just sent me a video last night or something of Blue. And like the crowd is going wild for her. And the camera, whoever's filming, looks up at Beyonce. She's up on this like car that's on the catwalk. And she's like hanging onto the stripper pole, and
With her daughter in front of her.
11-year-old daughter.
it's not a stripper
Really
pole.
selling
It's,
it.
it's just a
There's no strip tease with the children around.
no. She's just holding on for dear life because this car was like rocking and shaking and everything, and they're just cheering for Blue, and she's up there, this proud mama looking down on her, and she mouths something like,
She's like, my baby.
"My baby." Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I don't know, that moment, even though I didn't see whatever she might have been mouthing the night that I was there, I did have tears in my eyes because it just was special. It was cute, and that's something that she did in the Lemonade album, the visual album. In between each song, she has those transitions of like almost poetry, and in one of them, I think it's like the final one, she gives her grandmother's lemonade recipe and then talks about how her grandmother and her mom and like the women in her life prepared her for hard things and prepared her for, life isn't always going to be great, but you can, when it gives you lemons, you make lemonade out of it.
And you can see why I thought that song was called Lemonade.
But yeah, and then there's a part where she talks about her own daughter and passing that on to her daughter, and then there's Blue up on the stage with her. They're both performing together. They had that dance off at the beginning, which is so cute. So yeah, I shed real tears in that moment.
Yeah. Speechless. Like, I'm just trying to think about it, and I'm like, yeah. Amazing. Phenomenal. 10 out of 10, 10, 10, 10 across the board. It's from one of her songs. But Well, yeah. Any last words? Final words on the Renaissance album or tour?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still have so much to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Fashion.
Oh my gosh.
I love talking fashion. You guys know that. And like I said, I avoided her posts up until our show, and now I've been seeing them all. And I will say, there's only been two outfits that I liked better than the ones that we got on our night in Vegas. And they're just so original. I'm like, are you designing these? Because they tell your story. They really do. And maybe Tina's doing it. I don't know. But they're inspired, except for one that I have beef with.
Uh-oh, let's hear it.
Well, there's a couple that I didn't love, but the one that I was like, who is this? She had it was like this unitard thing, and they had like glued USB cords and cell phones and like weirdo technology stuff all over this unitard, and then she had cell phones for earrings, like old Nokia phones. And I'm like, okay, that's a vibe, but I feel like it's a Lady Gaga vibe. I'm not feeling it for Beyonce. That's just me. I think I'm alone in that, but
What song was she singing to that?
I just saw the post, so
There's
I'm
just
not sure
posts
which
from-
one she performed with the outfit.
You're not alone in that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not very good.
She does a lot better in some of the others. And then when she came out with the hats, the infamous hats from the Formation music video.
There is something about her and hats. I think because I'm jealous because I cannot pull off a hat. I don't look good at
Not
hats.
many people can.
Beanies, baseball hat, caps, any hat. Like, I don't know if my face is too round or my hair is just too poofy. Like, it just does not look good on me. So I think there's a little jealousy there that she looks so good. But she looks so good in hats. Like, she can pull it off. And it just fits well. And it fits with her ensemble, too. It's not like something that's way out there. It's like, I think they designed the outfit around the hat sometimes. It's really good.
Completes her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she also knows what hats to wear and what hats not to wear. And that's a
Hopefully.
fine line.
Someone's telling her.
She knows.
She knows. The outfit that you sent me last night, or this morning, I saw that too, and I was going to send it to you, but I was like, I don't know if Cooper will like it. It's the yellow and purple. And I was thinking, that's a Texas Bama right there. It's like the mix of like all that, like the Southern culture and
Southern Belle.
yeah.
Modern day Southern Belle is what it was. I'll try to put a picture of these outfits that we talked about on the YouTube video. But yeah, that was the one. That one, and there's one other one with all these sparkly sequins that I feel like were better than our night. I love that outfit. And one outfit that I do want to talk about from our night is she came out in this big hat with all, what would you even call it? Fringe? Yeah.
Or like kind of like tulle almost, like on her cape and the hat and her boots, like
All silver,
yeah.
reflective, and it's just like flowy.
Tinsel.
It was like tinsel.
Not
Thank
tulle.
you. That's
Tinsel.
what it is. And this cape, oh my gosh! And when she walked, she walked down the catwalk back and forth, and then she did the roundabout, whatever you call that thing too. And we got all the angles. And watching her dance and move in that, it just was something else. Loved it.
That one will come up on my feed sometimes. Because you know how, like, Instagram, if you just, like, if someone does, like, the 10 or whatever, and you just look at the one, it'll come up again with the second one. I did that on purpose. So it comes up and it shows me a different one every time. So good. So good.
Yeah.
It's mesmerizing to watch her and see her.
And then she just dances in it, and then it's like, you're moving and grooving in that outfit. Killing it.
Do you remember anything from your Formation tour that you saw that, like, has stood out to you? Like, any dresses or any, like, iconic moments when you saw her in concert that you remember?
It's been a while. But
2016.
yeah. Oh, she did go into like pool. Like, didn't she have like a water section? I love that part of her tour.
So you're telling me that Taylor Swift is a copier?
Yeah.
Sorry, Tay Tay.
We didn't have to tell you.
We're not. Well, I'm not a Swiftie here, so.
Yeah. So tell us more about this pool. How did that work?
I don't really remember much about it. I just remember she was like on stage performing. Maybe it was like raindrops raining. Do you remember it?
Yes. I'm just gonna see how fake you're being.
Oh, okay. And like there was dragons.
No. So
We're all listening to you, Noni. You have
they're
our
just
attention.
in like a shallow like pool. It's like I don't even know, a couple inches of water or something, but they dance in it.
Real water.
Yeah,
it
real
wasn't
water.
like Taylor Swift where it's like a fake dive into the pool.
Oh no.
Okay.
And then they walked through it, and then they danced, and she performed Freedom in it.
It's another good
There's
one.
another song, but she and they were like, kicking the water around and stuff, so they were using the pool of water for their art, their visuals.
Justin
their
Bieber
choreo.
did that too, and I think it's so cool to see it. Like, so he did that for his Beauty and the Beat music video. They're in the water park, but when he came on stage, they flooded the stage with water and they just danced in it, and it was so cool. So I think that's cool that she did that too. Obviously, Justin Bieber copied, because you gotta copy the queen. But yeah, it's cool. I love water. So I just think anything with water is cool.
I think when people just like find creative ways to perform with it, especially Beyonce, I mean, it just looks more appealing to the eye. So yeah, I like water.
And I feel like to dance in a pool of water, there's so much opportunity for slip up and mistakes. And we know that Beyonce is not okay. She's a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
She's not okay with mistakes. So it's very ballsy of her to do that. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't think she did anything crazy on this Renaissance. The only thing was she was on top of cars. I mean, super high up. And then I guess she floated across the audience. But even then, she's like still poised and like just and like talking to the audience while she's like going across and finishing her song and thanking everybody. And so yeah, she just keeps finding creative ways to do different things.
Yeah. You mentioned Taylor Swift a minute ago, and I just have to say that Taylor Swift Eras Tour going on at the same time as Beyonce's Renaissance Tour, I feel like Beyonce was kind of saying, this is an era. Let me tell you what it is. Because I was surprised with how many, like we already talked about a bit, how many songs from other albums she went through, more than just this Renaissance one. And that's something that I hadn't even, thought about in my mind, because I was like, she's just going to do the Renaissance album because that's the tour and they all flow together. It's just going to be beginning to end. And I am so pleasantly surprised with how many songs that she fit in.
33.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Because Twice does 26. And I thought that was a lot.
Yeah.
That is a
Well,
lot.
I mean, I feel like any set list is a lot because they're really exerting themselves when they're on stage. So 26, 33, it's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them weren't the full length of the song, which
Most of
I
them
was
weren't.
totally fine with because
Yeah.
I want to hear all of her stuff from her. But 33 is still a lot.
And I love how they come up with ways to put a different song over, like mix it in and do the mashups and do that. Like, so good.
And it's so seamless. Like, you would never think that one song could flow into the next one just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it, and she does it.
And it's kind of like what you said, Cooper. You're like, I didn't even know that Black Parade was on. Like, I didn't even understand that that's what was happening. And that's how I felt. As she transitioned, I was like, oh my gosh, we're in a totally different song. Like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, because it was My Power before that, and that's when Blue showed up, and they had their little dance-off, and then Black Parade just, like, built in the background. And it was, I didn't realize it until Shawn looked at me, and he was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I know this song.
I was up in the third tier, not Club Renaissance. Don't have that kind of money. But and when Black Parade came on, I was excited for you. I was excited for you. I was excited for Shawn the whole time. I was like, he is seeing this. He is like right up there. I was more excited for you guys than I was for me.
Gosh. Yeah, and just to have Blue and Beyonce right there, so close, performing. So crazy.
That's not the first time you've been that close to her. Correct?
No. Yeah.
What was it like the very first time?
So it was crazy. It was like we're looking at each other's eyeballs, and she's singing. She's singing. I'm singing along with her, but like we make eye contact. It's crazy. And then it is also there was like people there that paid just as much for the same seats, and they were drunk, like drunk, and I was like, "You're not gonna remember this. How sad! Like,
I know.
How could you like do that? I don't know. I'd want to remember every moment. But yeah,
there were some moments that I didn't remember until I went back and looked at some of the videos that I took. Like, I think there was even a point in the concert where it was like overstimulation, and I just had too much, and I was like, I didn't remember like the last fifth of the concert until I rewatched it.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I know.
I try really hard in concerts not to record the whole thing because I want to like actually experience it. But this one was really hard for me to put my phone down because I was like, I want to go back and I want to watch it and I want to keep going, but I had to do that because I was like, no, I want to be here. I want to experience it.
I usually judge people at like the Disneyland fireworks shows that have their freaking iPads up in the air or something. And so like I was trying to have my phone like down at my shoulder so I could still watch through my own eyes and not through my phone. But I just knew from when we had the chance to see Lizzo earlier at the end of last year, I still watch those videos all the time because that was such a fun concert for me. And I'm like, I know I'm going to be rewatching these. So yeah, my phone was on record.
Yeah.
Well, love it. Definitely Renaissance Act 1. Check it out. If you've seen some clips from the concert, check it out. But ultimately, Beyonce and the artist, all around artist and creative mind that she is, I think that's really where the core of this episode is. If we're going to sell you on anything Beyonce, it's just that she's like such a mastermind of creating, of art, of everything going, like having meaning, having purpose, every detail. And so and she's just all around entertainer as well, gives you everything and more. So before we disconnect here, are there any other songs, moments, things that you'd want to say, check this out? If you were recommending to people to go and see or go check something out, to be like, okay, I'm going to give this music video a chance and see if I can understand what they're talking about, or give this, what would that be?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It's a good question.
I feel like
Look around, everybody on mute.
We've already talked about a lot of good ones. So, one that we haven't mentioned, if I was to throw out a music video, I love the music video for Sorry. That's another one that has a lot of aesthetic, like, moments. Like, every shot is composed. And I think that's what I said when we were watching it. Like, it is composed so thoughtfully. Not to be this bitch, but like I did take art classes that talked about composition and talked about how you set up a scene to paint or whatever, and like I noticed that in her videos. And part of that is the director of the music video, but I think, like you said, she has so much influence in everything that she does. It is her way, and it shows. So Sorry music video is definitely one to watch. That's another one that gets me pumped, especially if I'm angry. I'll listen to Sorry. And then help me remember Poison. I love Poison. That was one of the songs that I really started listening. Like, when I came into my fandom of Beyonce, that was one song that I listened on repeat for a couple weeks. What's the deal with that one? It wasn't released or what?
Yeah, it was like an unreleased song. You can only listen to it on YouTube for a while. And then on like the deluxe or a re-release of I Am Sasha Fierce. It came out as like a bonus track.
And I love that song. Poison's way good. Definitely a bop that I can sing to. And I do know all the lyrics to that one.
Oh, slay. Yes.
Yeah, those are mine.
I say any of her like VMA performances or Super Bowl stage performances, they're all hit. They're all so good. Just her hard work really does show when she's like singing and dancing. So check out the Super Bowl performance. It's great.
Way to plug football. I think for me, just because it was pivotal, and I mentioned it like 5,000 times already tonight, but like Blow is an awesome music video. It's an awesome song, but it's an awesome music video. It's fun, it's colorful, it's like, I hope I'm remembering it correctly, but it's just her having fun, and it just gives like a good vibe.
Dancing in roller skates.
Gosh.
With an awesome outfit
And
yet
she's
again.
singing. I think her outfit changes like a couple times in the music video.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she just looks so
The
good.
neon get up
Yeah.
and like the ponytail or pigtail, whatever it is. Yeah.
It's
So
like
good.
it's like a 80s 90s theme music video, I would say. And it's just fun. It's different. When I saw it, I was like, this is Beyonce? Because I would never picture her in that kind of a setting. But I feel like that was a pivotal song for me. And then I had that song on repeat for like days after you showed that to me. So I would say if you're going to jump on the bandwagon, start with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say if you're looking for music videos, I think honestly anything with the choreography like Formation, Blow even's got some good choreography. But
You learned that choreography, didn't you?
Formation?
Blow.
No.
I thought you told me you did.
I learned Formation.
Okay.
But don't ask me to do it now. Forgot it. If you're looking for like, okay, I want to see her as a vocalist. I want to see her as like truly, like singing stuff. Honestly, there's like recording studio sessions. There's a live acoustic of Halo that is her singing at like a hospital in an Asian country, and she's just like singing with a guitar, her backup singers, and it's just so raw, so good. And then 1+1 in the green room before American Idol, someone recorded in the green room while she was warming up, so good. And then, yeah, those are some things I'd say to check out. Spirit is a really good music video and a good song. That's from Lion King, The Gift album. And yeah, Spirit, it's beautiful visually. The colors, the choreography, the song, the vocals, it's all around. Check that out. And yeah, with that, go check out some Beyonce things. Get on the bandwagon or continue hating. Either way, Fake Bitzes out.